Hey, hi, how you doing? My name is Chris. Every day I do a vlog. I do it for 1,000 days. So if you could like or subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Or maybe hit that bell notification or even hype my video. Thank you so much in advance. Every day I talk about something uniquely different, and today, other people's choices. Have you ever looked at people and thought, why are they still in the same place? Why are they doing the same things? Why are they saying the same things? And why are they still just putting off the inevitable? I know a couple of people like that in my life. I have often thought that you should really try to be brave enough to go after and secure the things that you really want from life. But it's not always that easy, and I do understand and I do appreciate it. But I think it was Jordan Peterson, the clinical psychologist, who once said that the only time that you will likely move is when the pain of being where you are is so great. And I think that's a great explanation of that kind of movement, going towards the thing that you know you should go towards. And I feel that there are some people that I know that just occupy that space. And when you talk to them about it, why are they still in that same place? They just say, oh yes, I'm going to do it, I promise. But they procrastinate, don't they? And they put it off. And when you put it off, tomorrow never seems to come. It just never happens. And before you know it, years have passed, absolute years. I spoke to somebody the other day and tried to encourage them to obviously decorate and move and do something where they could navigate and move forward in life, but they have a resistance to getting it done, taking that first step to move forward. And that's the challenge, isn't it? The challenge we all face sometimes is moving away from what we're used to and going to something or somewhere which is very much the unknown, and the trepidation, the fear, the anxiety and everything else can sort of creep in about that. But you've got to do it, because you can't really stay on the same spot, because there's no growth. If you do that, there's just nothing in it for you. And you won't get anything out of life. You won't get the enjoyment. In my bid to encourage this particular person to go forward in life and do something different, of course, when you mention it to them, you are the bad person. There's no two ways about that. They don't like being reminded about the very thing that they continue to procrastinate about and do. And when you open that Pandora's box, it can be a very difficult one to close, because you're trying to encourage them to have a life that's fulfilled and the dreams and aspirations that they talk about, but they just don't do anything to move forward. Other people's, ideas of how they move forward can take an awfully long time. And I think if you just let yourself go and be free to be able to just travel forward and go to that place where you know you should be, I think you really do genuinely open up to being a stronger, different person. And I get the fear that people hold in risking something or going to live in a different way or in a different place or with people that they're not familiar with. I get all that. But if you just stay still, you won't get the experience that life can afford you. And that growth won't be there. And I know this particular person, and they just occupy this very dead space, this place where there is no growth for them. And I feel almost very sorry for them. They're almost disabled by the fact that they can't move forward. And it's, I guess for them, it's a debilitating thing. Their reticence, reluctance to be able to be brave enough to move forward. It doesn't show any real character for them. And if somebody asks me my opinion about something, I'll exercise it because I think they've asked me, but I'll try and give them a true, an accurate account of what I think is the greatest challenge. Now, I am always an optimist, and I always believe in talking people into the game rather than out of it. But I just really, really hope and pray that if someone's stuck somewhere, that they've got to get out of the rut that they're in and go forward and live a life that is just better for them and for everybody that they know around them. Because one of the things about staying in a rut, it's just not comfortable. You know you should go and do something different, and whatever that rut, in whatever form it takes, but you've got to leave it behind and grow into the person you should be. After all, life is it is a journey. It is getting from A to B to C and just turning into the person you know you should be. I know it's not always easy. I know it can be difficult, but you must do it. You must give yourself the opportunity to have the fullest life possible. If you do that, you will just look back on your life and think, I'm so lucky that I've had the experiences that I've had and the people that I've met and the places I've seen. There's so much to this incredible life. So to sit still for any length of time can be damaging. And it doesn't mean that we don't like comfort as human beings, but that comfort can be the thing that really destroys us. So travel the world, travel your possibilities, get used to feeling out of your comfort zone sometimes. It's not a bad thing, because the most resilient people on the planet are the people who can just adapt and evolve and move on. And in the face of all the difficult options that come our way as human beings, I'm certain that these things happen for a reason. They make us stronger. If I didn't have half the things that have happened to me in life, I wouldn't be the strong person that I am today. I'm able to see down things I never thought I could, and all because of the knockbacks, all because the hills that I climbed, the mountains that I climbed to the top of, have made me a stronger, more willing person. Although I am older and wiser, I do see some of the pitfalls, and that's what experience gives you. But some people's idea of just not navigating to that sustainable place, that place where life becomes so bearable, it's a tragedy, because you really do miss out, I think, on some of life's incredible gems, some incredible things that can happen to you, and some of the most awesome people you could ever meet. I mean, I started this YouTube channel to get serious about it a little over a year ago. And the people I've met, the experiences I've had, and things that have happened to me have really changed me. Had I not decided to do something, this thing would never have happened to me, and I would never have met some of the most amazing people, and obviously one in particular who really has become a very prominent force in my life. So I'm very grateful, and it's not lost on me about the possibility of going forward and making that decision to not stay in the same place. If staying in the same place means security and safety, well, I think as creatures, we're not designed to be in one place for very long. I think it can be damaging to our general well-being. It's good to have security, safety, all the things that come with all that. But growth is not prominent in your life when you don't take opportunities and grow from those opportunities. I think people sometimes fear the unknown. And I get that. I understand that not knowing what's going to happen, where you're going to go, what you're going to do, it can be terrifying, I guess, to some people, but necessary. When you sit back and analyze things, when you're on your own, like I am here in this car journey, sometimes I really think about my impact on the world and how it's perceived, and I'm really keen to be the best person I can. If I can help people, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a better person. And I strive to do that every single day. But it's not always easy, is it? It's not easy doing something rather than nothing. But if you find yourself in that rut and you find yourself in that place not being able to press forward, just do it step by step, day by day. Because if you do that, well, you can go a pretty long way. Just those little steps add up to miles, and you'll be miles ahead in a year's time than as if you'd never taken that step. Because life is the ultimate experience, enjoying this wonderful life, having the best time that you can, and creating memories and having just the most amazing time. It can be worth doing. I'll round it off by saying I've recently met some complete strangers who are on the most amazing adventure. They don't have much money, but they've got each other. And they're enjoying and embracing this wonderful journey that life has to offer. They're cycling around Devon and Cornwall. I only met them very recently, and I really admire that get up and go attitude. And taking a risk on life sometimes when life is completely risky is absolutely the right thing to do. On that note, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye now.